the fulfillment of my dream. In August 8, 2007, tornadoes like the one that touched down on Wednesday in Brooklyn and Staten Island are rarity in New York. Meteorologists believe Wednesday's storm produced the first tornado in Brooklyn since 1889. And I have the Newsday.com report about those two tornadoes, one which landed in Brooklyn and the other one which landed in Staten Island. The next and last number in this segment is the number 3. Number 3 is the last number in letter B, section 1. Number 3 is S11BCD. S11BCD was, let me show the dream drawing also about the tornadoes that I dreamt about. And I just already showed the Brooklyn Staten Island article, which about the two tornadoes that landed. One landed in Brooklyn and the other one landed in Staten Island. Okay. Number 3 is S11BCD. S11BCD was fulfilled in 2007. I will read a CNN news article which writes about the fulfillment of my dream. In August 2nd, 2007, the I-35W bridge over the Mississippi in Minneapolis collapsed during rush hour, plunging dozens of cars and their occupants into the river. 11 people were killed. Next is section 1, letter C. Here's my proof of evidence that shows in this segment that my dream had come to pass. Number 1 is S11CD. I believe S11CD was about the coming Space Shuttle Columbia disaster. I believe S11CD was fulfilled in 2003. I will read a Wikipedia.org news report which speaks about the fulfillment of my dream. In February 1st, 2003, Space Shuttle Columbia disintegrated over Texas during re-entry into Earth's atmosphere with the loss of 7 crew shortly before concluding its 28th mission. And I have a picture of the 7 crew people that died in the Space Shuttle Columbia when Space Shuttle Columbia made re-entry back into the Earth's atmosphere. And I also have another picture of the Space Shuttle breaking up, falling out of the sky. And as you see here, it looks like 2 shooting star-like objects. And this is why I believe this particular dream came to pass, because I have a drawing of what I showed earlier about this particular dream. 2 shooting star-like objects which fell from a sunny sky. And the last thing I see in this particular dream, like I said earlier, was 2 black objects which were stationed on a bed of grass, which represented birth charge remains of Space Shuttle Columbia. Next is section 1, letter E. Here's my proof of evidence that will show my dreams in this segment had all come to pass. Number 1 is S11ED. I believe S11ED was about the common shooting incident that took place at the Empire State Building. And I believe S11ED was fulfilled in 1997. Here's a CNN news piece which talks about the fulfillment of my dream. In February 24th, 1997, a man opened fire on an observation deck of the Empire State Building, killing 1 person and wounding 6 before shooting himself in the head. And here's a CNN article about this situation. You see there, cop is exploding person. Here's the Empire State Building. And here's a person that have done the shooting on the observation deck. His name is Abu Hamar. As you see here, this is the person. And he also had taken himself out after he shot people at the observation deck. And remember the drawing that I made about the incident, about the dream. I picked up that something was eerie around, or was an eerie feeling around the Empire State Building. Next is section 1, letter I. Here's my proof of evidence that show my intuition stories in this segment at all come to pass. Number 1 is S11IS. I believe S11IS was about the coming terrorist attack in September 11, 2001. And I believe S11IS was fulfilled on 9/11. I will read a Wikipedia article that speaks about the fulfillment of my intuition story. 9/11 consisted of a series of coordinated terrorist suicide attacks by Islamic extremists upon the United States of America. Number 2 is S12IS. I believe S12IS was about the coming Indian Ocean tsunami. I believe S12IS was fulfilled in December 26, 2004. Here's a BBC News report that talks about the fulfillment of my intuition story. A magnitude 9.3 earthquake ripped apart the seafloor off the coast of northwest Sumatra. More than 200,000 people lost their lives on this day. And I have the BBC News article about that tsunami that washed over 200,000 people into the ocean. Number 3 is S13IS. I believe S13IS was about the coming explosion at a U.S. military base in Iraq. I believe S13IS was fulfilled in December 21st, 2004. Here's a BBC News report that speaks about the fulfillment of my dream. U.S. suffered worst Iraq attack yet. 19 U.S. soldiers have been killed in an explosion at a U.S. military base in Mosul, making it the worst single incident for U.S. military in Iraq. And here's a BBC News article about this dream, or about this intuition I picked up, about hearing an explosion sound. Number 4 is S14IS. I believe S14IS was about the coming Katrina incident. I believe S14IS was fulfilled in August 29, 2005. I will read a BBC News article that speaks about the fulfillment of my intuition story. Reports of murder, rape, and violence among the thousands trapped in New Orleans shelters in the wake of Hurricane Katrina shocked the world. I have a news article or a picture about that incident. As you see there, multitudes of people outside of the Superdome, and inside the Superdome there were reports of rape, murder, and all other terrible things that have taken place inside the Superdome after Hurricane Katrina had blown over New Orleans. Also, I have another picture here that shows people trying to tell the state trooper about the terrible things that's going on in broad daylight. And as you see there, the state trooper are just continuously driving down the streets there. And as you see, people is trying to get the state trooper attention. And as you see, the state trooper are not listening to anyone during this time, or at this time. Number 5 is S15IS. I believe S15IS was about the coming Virginia Tech shooting. I believe S15IS was fulfilled in April 16, 2007. Here's an MS News report that wrote about the fulfillment of my intuition story. Charles Hugh, 23, a senior English major at Virginia Polytech Institute and State University in Blacksburg, killed 32 people in 2 attacks before taking his own life. And I have the MSN article about this person that shot the people at Virginia Tech. Number 6 is S16IS. I believe S16IS was about the coming Peru earthquake. I believe S16IS was fulfilled in August 15, 2007. Here's a BBC News piece that talks about the fulfillment of my intuition story. The governor of Peru has made an emergency appeal for more tents for the 200,000 people made homeless by the devastating earthquake. In addition, many people had died. I think it was over 500 people. And here's a BBC News article about that Peru earthquake, which to me was a fulfillment.